Jane's Walk is held annually the first weekend in May to celebrate the legacy of urban activist Jane Jacobs. What started as a handful of walks in 2011 has since grown to include hundreds of walks across the 5 boroughs. In 2019, Ricky James of the American Institute of Architecture, in collaboration with Lucy Coton and Serena Menonez, members of the Historic District Council, led a walk of Clinton Hill's historic castles traveling on Clinton Avenue from Fulton Street to DeKalb Avenue.
Which Fulton was the street named after, you know?
Mr. Fulton. You know Mr. Fulton?
Yeah, of course. They're good. They're very good.
Clinton Avenue, which was developed as a street for very wealthy residents, was called the Gold Coast more than a century ago when a high concentration of Brooklyn's wealthiest citizens, such as Charles Pratt, congregated in Clinton Hill building mansions and luxury homes designed by the leading architects of the day. 465 Clinton Avenue was built for William Barry in 1901 and designed by architect Mercine Thomas. It was landmarked in 1981. Thomas designed an elegant Renaissance Revival-style building for the corner of Clinton and Gates Avenues. The entrance and portico, with its beautiful columns, is one of the finest entrances on Clinton Avenue. The limestone mansion is long and 30 feet wide, ornamented with stained glass windows, cartouche, foliate piers, and classical moldings. 463 Clinton Avenue, landmarked in 1981, was built on a plot of land purchased from William Barry by Morgan Bogart, a Civil War general and congressman, in 1901. Designed by architect Mercine Thomas, 463 Clinton is widely regarded as the finest Beaux-Arts residence in Brooklyn. Its lavish details include 3-dimensional gleaming limestone, curved stairways, cartouches, and columns. 457 Clinton Avenue, built in 1869, is the finest example of a French Second Empire mansion on Clinton Avenue. This freestanding masonry structure, crowned by mansard roofs with slate tile shingles, features rectangular massing, dormer windows, and a tall corner tower. Modeled after an Italian villa, 447 Clinton Avenue, built for David H. Burdett in 1850, is considered by architectural historians as one of Brooklyn's best examples of 19th century Italianate architecture. This 9,600 square foot brick freestanding mansion, completely restored and renovated in 2010, is the winner of the Clinton Hill Historic Society and Preservation Award and the Building Brooklyn Award. The property extends through the block to Waverly Avenue and includes a carriage house as part of the original design. Clinton Hill contains one of New York City's largest concentrations of private carriage houses and stables. Many of these buildings are distinguished in their own right, and many were designed in the same style as their adjoining mansions. The Cornelius Hoagland Mansion at 410 Clinton Avenue, built in 1882, designed by the architect firm Parfit Brothers, reflects contemporary English trends in its asymmetry, monochrome red brick facade, and its freely used classical details such as garlands, stencils, and sunflowers. 405 Clinton Avenue, a Romanesque Revival-style 9,000 square foot standalone structure, is one of the finest mansions in Clinton Hill. Initially designed in 1889 by William Bunker Tubby, the architect responsible for Pratt Institute's library. Tubby designed the massive red brick and sandstone structure for Charles A. Sheeran, who was the mayor of Brooklyn in 1893. Later, the home was the residence of Prohibition-era Mayor Jimmy Walker.
There's a building across the street, and if you look at it closely, there are Jewish stars.
Yep.
So at one time it must have been a synagogue.
Yep.
But a friend of mine was a Pratt student about 30 years ago, was living nearby, and she said that was sold as a private home 30 years ago for $3 million for that little house, which is still a private home.
Yep.
The most significant religious structure in the Clinton Hill Historic District is the Emmanuel Baptist Church, listed in the National Register in 1977, designed by Francis H. Kimball. This excellent example of Neo-French Gothic design, completed in 1887, is the largest and most ornate Baptist church in Brooklyn. Landmarked in 1981, 384 Clinton Avenue, built in 1909 by architects Henry Beaumont Hertz and Hugh Tallant, the theater designers responsible for the magnificent Brooklyn Academy of Music, Hertz and Talent went with the style of the day, colonial revival, and designed a mansion with federal styling, English bond, brickwork, symmetrical details, arched windows, and French doors. The firm rarely designed private houses, so this mansion is unique in that respect. The Landmarks Preservation Commission calls it one of the finest houses in Clinton Hill and among the finest neo-federal houses in the entire city. The house also comes with a large carriage house that faces Vanderbilt Avenue. 324 Clinton Avenue, the Lambert Heiniger House, built in 1869, notable for its round arched doorway with a heavy stone enfragement, is a freestanding masonry structure with rectangular massing, mansard roofs with slate tile shingles and dormer windows. 284 Clinton Avenue, the former William W. Crane House, built in 1854 and reshingled by Richard J. Chard in 1884. 284 is a rare surviving example of a Gothic revival-style residence in Clinton Hill. Originally, the grounds for the house extended to DeKalb Avenue. The structure exhibits typical features of the style, including asymmetrical massing, pointed arches, trefoil bargeboard on the entry pediment, and drip lintels on the upper floor windows. Pratt Country. Clinton Avenue between DeKalb Avenue and Willoughby Street is Pratt Country. Charles Pratt built his home at 232 Clinton Avenue in 1874, then built very large and generous neighboring homes for 3 of his sons. The finest Romanesque revival single-family home in New York City sits at 241 Clinton Avenue. The former Charles Millard Pratt House, built in 1890 by Charles Pratt for his eldest son, Charles Millard Pratt,
Charles Millard Pratt residence. Architecture, William Tubby. Again, Mr. Tubby. He is 1893.
is arguably the finest mansion in Clinton Hill. Designed by architect William Tubby, 241 is constructed of orange brick, trimmed with orange sandstone, and features an arched porte-cochere and Byzantine-style carvings.
This is the last building on our tour, Carolyn Ladd Pratt House.
Frederick Pratt was the second son of Charles Pratt, and his Georgian-style home, designed by the Manhattan-based firm of Babcock and Willard through the lens of the then-popular Renaissance Revival style, resulted in a large and beautiful semi-detached mansion that allows the grounds and the entrance to take center stage. The house itself has distinct Georgian lines and a very Italian Renaissance body, the most striking features being the generous size, the Palladian window in the front, and the curving bay on the side.
Thank you for coming.
Anyone is welcome to lead a Jane's Walk, whether you are affiliated with an organization or just an impassioned individual. Jane's Walk is an opportunity to share your knowledge with fellow urbanists.